This is a Suffolk Board of Health meeting, a hybrid format being recorded Thursday, December 15th, 6 p.m. President is Steve Rafta. Yes. So, thank you.
Oh, anytime.
Helped us out a lot.
Anytime except after January 1st.
Hey, no, give me a call, whatever y'all want, I'll be a consultant, not a problem.
And thank you, Dee. You're only with us for a short time, but we appreciate it. Can you hear me?
Kind of muffled. I'm sorry.
The mask.
Because you're masked.
I'm masked.
She says thank you, even though you were with us a short time. We appreciate everything you did for us.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah,
Closing fire.
too bad things didn't work out for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see we don't have any, public comment.
Where's Peter?
Anything to
Okay.
say? No, just here.
Show
to-
8258 females.
to
Like the applicant, and
Right.
Yeah.
the-
you'll see it firsthand.
All right.
Good to see you, Mr. D.
You got Joe sign the book.
Yeah.
Joe sign the book.
Yes.
Okay, minutes. I got, Dee had sent us the minutes.
Mhm.
I don't know if you got to review them at all. But come to find out, the minutes that were sent were not the minutes.
Yeah.
Can I just make a point?
Yes.
I don't think we need to be doing minutes if we're video recording.
But
Like we
it's
fixate.
the law. Yes.
Okay, all right. I just feel like we fixate a lot of our time on these minutes when it's recorded. Like, I don't know the logistics of it, but
Well, I think Dee sent them out to us to read ahead of time, so that at the meeting, we can just say, here's the corrections, this and that, and either vote, see them or not vote.
yeah, I agree with that, but that's not really how we do it.
Well, you can check with the town clerk's office. But the last time I knew, all of them had to be typed and submitted to the town clerk. And
Approved by the board.
approved by the, not only that, but you have a time limit too. You have to submit them within 2 weeks of the meeting or on demand for public.
Yeah, that part I understand. I just mean that we spend 20 minutes every meeting looking at the minutes.
Well, we looked at them all before we came to the meeting, so.
Perfect.
Yeah, so,
Great.
the correct, the November 17th one,
Yeah,
are corrected minutes.
yes, they are.
And I believe you go back to the already approved with the corrections, I believe we did.
Yes,
Yes,
we did.
So these are all set.
Yeah.
The December 1st ones, I've already looked at them.
Uh-huh.
Jean, you already looked at them?
Yep,
I don't know if you got to look at them.
I got to read them.
So we can, make a motion.
I will make a motion to accept the minutes of December 1st, 2022.
Great. I will second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Jean Nelson, I.
Mackenzie Kane, yes.
And Sue, yes. Okay, so those minutes are all set.
Right, and the minutes for November 17th,
We had already,
we already approved, but we just need to sign them.
okay.
That's all. Okay?
I have,
Do you have the November 17th one?
yes,
Okay.
I
And
have the
then,
17th and I have the 21st, so we should just send these around to sign them.
okay.
Good.
Kenzie, were you there? I can't remember.
Well, I was, yeah, for most of it, but then my Wi-Fi dropped and I was actively traveling, so I couldn't log back in.
Okay, so everyone can sign. Okay.
Well, that's another thing you can, and everybody can or nobody has to.
Okay.
Some boards and committees, only the chairman sign
Thank
it,
you.
you know? So that's some kind of law that went by the wayside as well.
Jean, when you get them on your side, you put the date on it?
Mhm.
My name is not on any of this.
Oh, God.
Oh, what's this?
Mackenzie's not on there?
Okay.
What's this one? I don't know.
Well, she should be, because it has it for the meeting.
Let's give that one
On
back
which
to Stu.
one?
The December 1st?
Okay. That's okay.
Oh, no. It's not.
Hmm. Like I said, not everybody has to sign them and.
All right. well, we
I
should-
think there was a note that said that she was only intended for like 10 minutes of the meeting, so. You know, it's not like. All the motions or votes that were made.
Okay, so you have all that. We don't need it.
Okay.
Oh, there.
Okay,
Um,
that's. This is this. This, and this is this.
So it's not quite 6:30 yet,
Okay,
so.
you want to go over Alex's report?
Report.
Sure. Okay, hi, everyone. Okay.
Alex, those are for,
The
to put in
books.
the book, and make copies to send to the town clerk and put in the books.
Okay.
Okay,
Let me make,
those are originals. Okay,
yes,
thank you.
anytime. Okay, so about that. Okay, so, feels like it's been a very, a lot going on in the office. We're, currently just, rearranging the office, a little bit. So moving, some of the nursing supplies, in the space over there and making it into, a nurse office, for Tricia, our public health nurse. And so, my office looks much better. It doesn't look like a warehouse. It's a little bit more organized, so that's good.
So
And
did they get some of the supplies out of it that were gonna expire to give out to the public?
yeah, so we put out all the rest of the COVID supplies, and then I got a notification from the state that they're going to be sending more of the at-home antigen tests. So stick tuned, you know, we're going to get more, and the expiration dates have been extended for the ones that Southwick is going to be receiving shortly. I put in the order in contact with the schools and with the other departments, so we're going to make sure that the town's protected and the residents are able to have some sort of diagnostic if, you know, they're having symptoms and they just want to know, you know, how they're feeling and whatnot. So I think this is part 4 or round 4 of COVID testing, tests that we've received
Does it
this
say how
year.
many we're gonna get? And if
So-
we're gonna get them?
Yeah, so it looked like from the MEMA, it looks like it said that we can order, it looks like around 2,000. So I ordered the maximum amount, and we're gonna continue once we get them putting it out in the, you know, town clerk's office, and in the Board of Health office, and the library as well. I don't know if you guys want me to bring it anywhere else if we get the shipment.
schools?
Yes. Okay.
Please.
Yeah, so I think okay, yeah. I mean, like, for the public though. I mean, so the department's already taken care of, but anywhere else that we should put them for access purposes.
Those we have in town.
Food pantry?
Yes. I think
Food
that's a
pantry.
Good idea.
Now, is that Sally? Is
There-
that Sally
there-
Munson?
Is it still over? Okay,
Is Sally our point of contact?
Yes.
Okay.
okay.
You have a number?
I do, yeah, yeah.
Can you put some downstairs for council of aging?
Yes, yeah, I think they still have a box. So I'll check in with Cindy Sullivan and see if she needs more or anything like that. Yeah. And I'll leave, you know, if we don't get it by December 31st, I'll, you know, compile a list and just leave it on the desk for whomever comes in next.
And where we're gonna
Yeah.
put them?
Well, hopefully, we get them and then we just give it out immediately, distribute it. Because that's a very good question. I think we might have to move the chairs again and pile them and then just pile the look like a warehouse again in the office, but
So they left the refrigerator in the little nurse's room.
yes, so it looks, so they moved the refrigerator over. Instead of the left-hand corner, it's in the right. And they have one shelf in there, and then they're gonna place the desk where the refrigerator was replaced, where it was. And then it's gonna be right by the hand washing sink, and then they're gonna set up the telephones. Dave and Jim were telling me.
And this is okay with Trisha and stuff.
Yes, so, I mean, I think it's, it makes perfect sense, if we need privacy, absolutely, absolutely.
They kept that big refrigerator?
They kept that big refrigerator.
I thought we were gonna get that small compact one and get rid of the big refrigerator.
Yes, I think so. You're right. Last time we spoke, Tom said he was gonna reach out to Gene and ask if we can still get it. I
And
don't,
he did, but I don't know if they got back to her. It must be gone by now.
yeah,
But how it was left.
Because to make more room, we really need to get rid of that big.
okay, you think so?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
But how it was the other day, when we first met there, the refrigerator was gonna come out. And that was the only thing that was gonna come out, and then everything else was just gonna get organized, but now they left the refrigerator in there. And will they take out the big rack?
oh, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well,
Hmm,
we'll see when we go in there.
yeah, even if we have to buy a small refrigerator
Okay,
from the grant money. Or if it's allowed under supplies.
Well, we needed for vaccinations, to
Right.
put food in that refrigerator now.
No, we can't allow people to put food in it.
so, do you want me to talk to Dave Sutton to
Please.
just get it out? Okay,
Well,
Please.
no, you
Well,
have to see where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Or just leave it for now. If it's okay with Trisha and everything's fine, we'll just leave it for now. Because they must have made a decision
right,
to do this.
but Dave Sutton also said that there was like 1,500 square feet of space downstairs that's not being utilized. So if somebody could come up and look at all this square footage that they have down there,
Hmm,
yeah,
Yeah, we're okay though.
yeah,
And
Well-
COA made a new office also where the bread used to be.
yeah. Well, just, we'll see what's, because,
so what do you want me to do with the refrigerator?
Just leave it
Well,
there for now.
just leave it for
because
now.
Trisha's the one that's gonna be in there, and it's okay with her. They just leave it there for now and see how things work.
okay,
Leave it for now, okay.
And then if we do come across a small refrigerator that we can afford,
Okay,
but then people aren't gonna be able to put food in it.
right, but I was also thinking of if she has to have somebody in that office, it's gonna be,
So we'll see.
more crowded than. You're gonna have to have somebody sit on the sink.
They take the scale out? Yeah, did they take the scale out, Alex?
I don't know.
Yeah, they must have, okay.
Oh, I didn't notice. I think it was still in there. I mean,
Think you need to put that in council on aging, let them use it down there.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Uh,
Trish and, Cindy can talk and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah. Okay,
that. Okay, so COVID testing. So I'll email Sally as well and see if if she's interested in that. Okay, yeah. So speaking of which, the PHE grant, the Public Health Excellence Grant, through Department of Public Health is, the work is going pretty well. We had our monthly meeting last week and or the other week. Yeah, it was good. And just talking about the different phases of the grant and talking about the data collection and just analyzing it and trying to understand the workforce capacity of health departments and boards of health and seeing where the needs are needed. So they're actively compiling that data and they're going to provide more information on the analysis of it. So it was a good meeting. Had a question about the public health nursing. I don't know if the other towns would be interested in having like a board of health or having like a PHE monthly meeting or whatnot. I don't know if the next shared service coordinator or health director would be interested in having that, or just want to throw that out there, since the town of Southwick is the lead agency on that. So just something
Some kind of
to
meeting,
consider.
maybe quarterly.
Right. So just let me know if you want me to do anything in regards to that. And yeah, and then the other question I had was with renewals for the 2023 renewals.
Licenses.
Yes, I think things are going pretty well. And I have the checklist here from Dee. Dee, do you want to talk a little bit about the renewals and if there's like any missing establishments or anything like that, or businesses?
I mean, there are some that haven't responded.
Okay.
I was gonna compile a list next week, or I don't know, time tomorrow.
I have to let Robin downstairs know by Tuesday of anything we're missing. So will you be here on Tuesday or Monday, or I'll need a list?
Received.
I can come in on Tuesday.
Okay, and I'll get the list to her on Tuesday. You'll be here in the morning?
Yeah, I can come in the morning.
Well, according to this, you're missing Southwick Villages at the cottages,
Yeah.
for food for service. You're missing the AFC Sushi at Big Y. So they're a separate entity from Big Y, so they have to have their own food permit. And the Hilltop Cafe, are they still in business?
Hilltop came in today.
Oh, it did,
He came in today and filled it out.
okay.
Thanks, Dee. Sorry. Sorry, I missed that. Let's see.
everybody else?
Okay.
So are those,
Yeah, you
do
got it.
those include their other certificates?
Oh, Dots Tavern. Personal.
Not everyone is including them.
Okay,
Is it indicated there which ones, which establishments we haven't received their certificates from?
I've been trying to go through that. Some permits actually have gone out without my knowing about the backup information. When I first came on board, I didn't know that all those had to be checked.
That's okay. I did check them, and most of them did, if not all of them, had the requirements attached. So, and then I got some emails as well for those establishments that didn't. So they're good.
Oh,
Yeah,
good. All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right, so I'll be in on Tuesday then.
and then, yeah, we can go over the whole list with Sue. Because it looks like a couple more, Red's Cafe,
Is that
Red Riding Hood,
Red,
Red Riding Hood.
Doc's Tavern, Grist Mill Cafe, Sunflower Smoothie Cafe. Oh, is there? Southwick Town Beach, okay, you have to go to the Park and Rec,
Oh, well, we usually do that one once before they open.
just before they open.
I usually
Okay.
conduct a pre-operational inspection
Yeah.
before
And
I
that's
give out.
a no charge anyway.
That's a no charge, yeah.
Yeah, so, and then Congamon Pizza, are they still in business? No,
I can go.
we do, okay.
Okay.
Oh, participate.
Oh, surprise,
What?
surprise.
What?
So not all of these have a beer and wine
No,
So Joe,
Alex,
Oh,
does
sorry.
the fire have to do an inspection, fire department do an inspection of all the restaurants in town?
No, periodically they have it,
Yeah.
depending on the.
This one? Patisserie area, you know where that is?
Oh, is that?
And then
Okay.
Christmas Plaza
Usually they have that.
over there.
Okay, so some of
But
these, Robin
they
will
want-
be able to help us with.
They take months to pay.
The original
They're-
version was-
They never pay on
They
time.
were- You were issuing permits. and-
All-
Yeah, so that'll work out fine,
Okay,
just the one.
but that big wise sushi one too.
Oh, yeah, I remember them. Yeah. Yeah. they're-
Okay,
Yes.
so for the most part, it looks like our permits are pretty whoop.
Much
much
better from,
than Last year.
so,
Yeah,
good job, guys. Good compliance.
yeah, very good.
And then we're getting the incoming applications and renewals for refuge and trash and for Title V, like installers and haulers and pumpers. So that's good.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's any other licensing. Oh, body art. Have we received anything from body art? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, we did. That's right. That's right.
We have one establishment or two in town.
I think we have 3.
I forget the name of it now.
So we would
There's
establish
two of them.
the establishment and the practitioner.
Yes.
One of them was a tanning salon.
Oh, that's right. It was a tanning salon. That's right.
okay.
Yes.
So Sue and Dee will go over who have not paid on Tuesday. And you'll come up with a list of,
Yeah, and Robin, all downstairs is just gonna be concerned with the ones that get
liquor licenses, yeah.
And it seems as if. What do we have there?
It seems like we have pretty much all of them except, now I don't know who, I mean, what I'll do, what I was just saying is that I'll give them a call tomorrow. These establishments, I know that when I did call them and, provided the very friendly reminder, I did see pretty good follow-up and actually submittal of the requirements. So I think that might be worth engaging, but I know that Dee, you've also done that too. And so we'll continue with that. Yeah.
Okay,
So I'll Dee and I will provide like an updated
You'll be
list
here
to you
Tuesday,
guys.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll give that to you on Tuesday.
okay,
Yeah.
that'll work.
Thank you. Talked about the office space.
Yep.
Okay. I sent over the updated Board of Health regulations to DEP. Spoke with Linda Barbara, and she was very helpful in that regard. So just confirming the new address change for the regulations. It's changed from 1 Winter Street to 100 Cambridge Street, Suite 900 and floor
Right
2.
Let's write that down.
No, I already sent it.
So we'll know in the future.
Oh, it's in the records.
Yeah.
It's in the, I did a little printout of that's in big that says any new Board of Health.
Okay, so is it
Yeah.
gonna be in that note, or that note?
Yeah, it's in the binder.
Regulations
Yeah.
in the binder, yeah,
It's in the left-hand side.
okay.
So I sent that both regular and certified mail. So they're good. And then I also sent an email and to DEP as well, and CC'd Michelle. Michelle has the copies of the updated, revised, adopted, affected Board of Health regulations. So we should be all set to go, unless there's any updates or any new changes. With the body art establishment, we had to update those regs in order to allow for certain kind of applicants, just to change over 20 years, so we gotta do what we gotta do. So we're good on that.
Hey, on the body art regs.
Yeah.
If you go on our website, they have the new ones, in fact, we have to put all our new regs on the website. But there's an application on the website for body art practitioner, which says the city of Chicopee on it.
Oh,
So
I
think
didn't
it was
know
one I was one that Tammy probably put on, but she forgot to take Chicopee off.
That's uploaded on a town website?
Yeah, it's on our website. Yeah, it's on the body art practitioner application.
Okay.
And it's not at the top, it's when you read,
When you're in the body of it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll correct that then. Thank you. I didn't.
And I'm not quite sure where actually that written is, because it's one of hers, it's not one that we made. to put
Is it
on
like a
there.
Word document? I'll look on the share drive. There.
Look on it, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not one that we made to go with our regulations, it's one that she must have had from Chicopee and revised it, it's very nice.
But even if it's a PDF, you could always change it over to a Word.
Yeah, Dee, do you have that
Something-
kind of capability with your PDF or your Adobe? Acrobat Pro, whatever? No, okay. That's too
And you know
bad.
what, and
I'll send it to Jim. Maybe
Yeah.
he can convert it over.
And Jim will, because our town computers don't.
Okay,
and then
Okay.
the old Title V regs are on there.
okay.
And those are the only regs I could find that were on there were our septic regs. I didn't see any of our other regs.
Oh, okay, so do you want me to scan them and then upload it, or send it to Jim to upload?
Yeah, and then our health, our youth tobacco
Yeah.
access regs are on there.
Yeah, all our regs should be
Oh,
under one banner, Board of Health Regulations.
Well,
okay,
the septic regs are under all the septic stuff, but yeah,
okay, so we'll create a new tab and we'll put
Yeah,
Board of Health
regulations.
regulations. Okay,
And then all of them. That way you don't have to look for the septic
Yeah.
regs under septic, the regulation. Cool. Okay,
and
okay.
then eventually,
Do you want all the regulations?
all our regulations.
Mm.
yes.
All the local?
all the
Okay.
ones that
All
the
the
Board of
local
Health
ones, yeah.
adopted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Title V regulations were in there for us and for the state.
right.
Also, you want to tell Jim to remove your name and phone number. Or you'll be getting calls in January and stuff.
Okay,
No paycheck with that.
that's okay.
Yeah, you want to have it, and you can just.
To
put-
whomever, hey,
And
FYI.
Just have them put the regular Board of Health office number.
Yeah.
phone number.
So I'll let Jim know once we have someone hired and they're onboarded and they got an email and we can replace it, just for and maybe I can switch it out. I don't know if Tom Fitzgerald would be okay if I switched it out.
You
To
can
direct all Alex's emails to you as an interim until the new health director gets hired. Yeah, so he'll just revert all your,
But wait a minute, but Tom, like Alex has it on there now, his own cell phone. You don't want that, do you? You want it to go to the office? Yeah,
My cell phone's not on there.
it's not there.
Nope.
Okay. Want it to go to the office.
All of them, no, they're not calling my cell.
Okay.
but the emails in general are just all gonna be
Yeah.
directed to
Tom.
Yes.
CCOM, okay?
Are you okay at that, Tom?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And you can remove the health.
You
director-
sit over here, you join us.
You can remove the health director's, Alex,
Huh?
remove the health director's job description from there.
Okay, all right, take it down.
Well, we don't have to do that yet, but we'll do that later
Okay,
in January.
all right.
And the coronavirus update, the last update is from September.
Is that the Munis reports?
That's the one you get from Mary Thomas. She did a nice bar graph.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right, yes.
They're from
um,
September.
I can certainly get those reports and send it to Jim to upload. Yeah, that's a lot of uploads for Jim.
Who contacts Mary Thomas? You do?
I don't
Contact-
contact her at all. She just emails for informational purposes of our numbers. And then the nurses are also working with those two epidemiologists, Mary and Laura, from the West Springfield grant.
So all right, so that the two nurses can contact someone at West Springfield. West Springfield is in charge of Mary Thomas. Is that right?
Right, you're the fiscal agent. That's what
Okay, all right.
she's an employee of the West Springfield.
Yeah.
town.
Okay.
So update the COVID
But they should
reports.
indicate on there that that is the statistics sent to the state only. It's not,
No, that is, no, it says on there, it's
does it?
from the Massachusetts Virtual Epidemiological Network. It's from
Okay.
the state, yeah,
All right, as long as
Yeah.
it says it on there.
I think it does. Okay. Yeah, Mary also sends in like a weekly report and whatnot, and
Okay,
Right.
well,
6:30.
it's 6:30, so,
all right,
Tom,
I'll go back to my report later.
okay.
so you met Jean, and you met Alex
Yeah.
and Mackenzie came, myself and Tom Fitzgerald. Let me tell you a little bit about the board, sir. So we're 3 member boards with our health director, and we have a secretary. He is leaving us at the end of the month, and so is Alex. We're on for 3 years, so it alternates. And we meet first and third Thursdays of the month, unless something else comes up and, or no one can make it, and we have to switch. And our meetings have been starting at 6 o'clock, and they really haven't been gone more than an hour and a half. Lately, our meetings, have we? No, okay.
No, when we first started, we used to go till
I remember
like
2
1 o'clock,
I remember
and
2
2 o'clock in the morning. But that was prior to us having a health director,
Oh,
where the Board of Health reviewed all the septic system plans and, I mean, they were the entire entity
right.
until the health director came along.
And then we have 2 nurses now to that shared grant. We have a part-time nurse who works 19 hours and full-time, which is 37.5 hours. And it's split up, that the full-time nurse has 3 towns and the part-time nurse has 3 towns. We're making there was a little closet for them to make a little office. And Alex has his office, and we share the building inspector, secretary. She's basically building inspector, but she will take notes and stuff and phone calls for the Board of Health. What else? Is there anything else I'm missing about just in general? The Board of Health?
Well, it's a small town,
Mhm.
small town politics.
Yeah,
You know, we have every board and committee that you can think of that makes the entity run.
right.
And they are a lot of interconnecting.
Mhm.
You know, Board of Health works with the Conservation Commission on percolations in wetlands.
Right,
Board of Health works with the planning board to, outline designs for residential
Mhm.
developments. And, you work with the select board for the governing body.
Mhm.
The difference between the health director is that the Board of Health members are essentially your supervisors, bosses, whatever you want to call it.
right.
Where our town man, what's Carl, the CEO, CAO, he basically runs everything else.
Oh,
The Board of Health, in essence, has its own power within the town.
right, right.
So we are our own entity, but yet we work in conjunction with
Mhm.
everybody else. Okay?
Makes sense.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Cheerleader.
Oh,
Okay, so we have a few questions that we're gonna ask all the candidates.
Okay.
So why would work here?
I would like to, I've been a health inspector in Westfield for about 7.5 years, I think. So I've got a lot of good experience there. Feel like I'm ready for a little bit more responsibility, a different opportunity. Also, there's a lot of things about Southwick that I like about, being a smaller community. I think there's a lot more septic. I really actually like doing the septic inspections in Westfield. So Westfield has a lot more housing inspections and there's a lot more going on. So So I think it'd be a nice change of pace, but also, a lot of new responsibilities and things like that, so. So I think I'm ready to take on the extra work, and I think, Southwick would be a really good fit for me as a community as a whole.
We just going down the line.
Yeah, go ahead. Mackenzie.
What?
Question 2.
Okay. What do you like most about your responsibilities as a health inspector?
Well, I kind of just touched, I would say one of my favorite things is, septic. I like the technical aspect of it. I like the, the perk tests and inspections and being in the field. But also my other favorite thing is that the variety, you might be septic one day and then a restaurant or a housing inspection, and it's not just the monotonous doing the same thing all the time. I kind of like having a general knowledge base on a lot of different things, and getting to focus on different tasks is, I think, the best part of the job, so.
Great.
Thank you. What do you like least about your responsibilities as a health inspector?
I don't know. There's nothing I really dislike about the job. Sometimes it can be difficult working with people. Tenant landlord relationships can be difficult to navigate. I do appreciate the challenge sometimes. Similar with restaurants, for the most part, in my experience, all the restaurants want to do the right thing, but sometimes if you have an operator, an employee at a restaurant that you got to find a good common ground. Sometimes they don't like me coming in a couple times a year telling them what to do. So try to find the common ground, but that can be difficult, and it can be stressful sometimes when they don't like what you're telling them to do. But I've usually been successful at that, and in my experience so far. So
Thank you.
Okay, the next question, describe any experience you've had in emergency preparedness.
So as in addition to working for Westfield, I've also been the health agent for Montgomery for probably about 6 years. So I've attended the Camden County Health Coalition meetings regularly for pretty much that whole time on behalf of Westfield and Montgomery, and that's kind of one of the main focuses of HCHC is the emergency preparedness and emergency dispensing sites for mass vaccinations and all that. So we do some drills, once a year or so in Westfield that we've done, flu clinics and that sort of thing to kind of.
So as a caveat to that question, would you retain that position?
In Montgomery?
Yeah.
I think so. I think it's a very, very small workload. There's one food establishment up there, and I probably witness maybe five to 10 perk tests a year up there. So it's a very small workload. So I haven't had any problems in Westfield with it getting in my way, but if it was an issue, having the increased responsibilities here, if I wasn't able to keep that, I would definitely try to find someone else for that job.
Hey, were you involved with, when they set up Westfield State as a shelter? Was it when they had with the snow storm?
Oh, yeah, no, that was before my time.
That was before
Yeah,
your time,
yeah,
okay.
but I'm familiar with that. They had the MRC, the Medical Reserve Corps, and sounds like it was quite the ordeal. The whole town didn't have power for
Does
like,
that still exist, the Medical Reserve Corps?
Yes.
Does?
yeah, being revived. West Spring Southwick is on the same MRC as Westfield, right? So yeah, they just got a new director, Dan Knappich, the former mayor of Westfield, is
Yeah.
now the director. So so they didn't really have anyone for a while. So hopefully it'll be moving in the right direction. But at least there's something happening with it now. So
Since you've been working, Have you seen any conflict between coworkers, or if you, when you're in your position, if you came across, there was conflict with your coworkers, how would you, try to resolve that?
I just try to talk, I haven't had anything, minor stuff, but, just try to be open and communicate with everyone and, if there's an issue, just talk about it and sort it out rather than let it fester and blow up into a bigger issue.
Go ahead, Mackenzie.
What is the most unusual experience you've had in your current position as your health inspector?
Oh, God. I don't know. There's too many to count. Maybe this guy, Tom Fitzgerald, that he does a lot of perks in Westfield and he's quite the character. No,
Annoying little guy.
no, a lot of interesting, I would say the most interesting things have been housing related. Probably what was the specific wording for the question?
The most unusual work
Unusual.
experience and how you navigate it.
Okay, yeah, I'd say the most unusual, there was a gentleman up in Westfield that was had a commercial property, was living in like a construction trailer basically. And had been there for years and years, and we had to condemn it at one point, and he was back on taxes, the city was involved, or the solicitor's office was involved, and we had to routinely, we got stuck as the ones that had to give him access to the property so he could get his things, and he would always try to trick us and be like, I need to get my medicine, and we were like, but where did you get your medicine today? Because we didn't let you in today. So it was, that was a difficult, long-term ongoing thing, but they finally got him out of there, I think he ended up going into a nursing home. And
That's nice.
that was a pretty unusual one, I would say, but there's too many to count, really.
Okay.
Have you ever been threatened or encountered an angry or errant member of the public while trying to do your job? And if so, how did you handle it? Irate, sorry.
Yeah, not really threatened. I've had a few, like in a gas station convenience store once, this was probably one of the more angry manager. I went in to do the inspection. I identified myself to the employee, and the manager was furious that we didn't go to him first and before we even stepped foot in the kitchen. And I respectfully told him that I notified myself to the employee, and they can't deny us access to the kitchen. So he calmed down, but he was one of the more angry ones that I can remember off the top of my head.
Thank you.
How much discretion do you think should be allowed as a health director?
With any regards to anything specific, or just whatever
Well, let's
Discretion.
pick inspections.
with inspection?
What kind?
Let's pick septic system inspections.
Okay, yeah, with septic inspections, I think there's a, I don't know, the law is black and white for most things. Sometimes you do have to look at, if there's a variance, or if the system's perfect, but someone forgot to turn in they didn't renew their installer's license. I don't think that's the end of the world. I get your license renewed, but as long as at the end of the day, as long as the public health is protected and they're doing what they're supposed to do as far as the codes are concerned, then I'm more about that, of making sure, working with people and making sure that the requirements are met, but yeah. So yeah,
So you're human.
yeah. Not gonna put someone out of business for a tiny little thing, but try to work more. I would rather try to educate someone and maybe let a couple things slide and for them to be better the next time, rather like with food. You can go in there and tell them all the things they're doing wrong, and then they'll hate me. And So when I'm there for an inspection, they'll tell me what I want to hear and I'll walk out the door and they'll say what a jerk I was and go back to doing it however they want. So I'd rather work with people and try to help them be better rather than just,
Work with them
Yeah.
rather than against. them.
exactly,
Good.
exactly.
Okay, so. Is there anything else that's like not on your resume or your application that you would want us to know? That would enable you to succeed in this position?
You know, I think I had everything on my resume. Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident. I think I have everything on my resume. I have, like I said, 7.5 years of experience in Westfield. And I think I'm ready for the next step.
If chosen.
Mhm.
What would be your start?
I'd have to work that out with Westfield. I think I only have to give 2 weeks notice. So I would say 2 weeks after, whenever everything's finalized, but with the holidays coming up, it might be a little awkward, but I did already tell my director and all my coworkers in Westfield that I was interviewing, so they are prepared for it. So yeah, I don't know how long everything would take on the end for everything to get finalized, but
Sorry,
Yeah, well, the Board of Health has to,
probably after the holidays.
yeah, we have to post an executive session where we talk about a salary.
okay,
So those meetings have to be posted a minimum of 48 hours prior to, et cetera, and on and on.
okay,
But in the meantime, I'm hoping Sue will work with Carl maybe on getting a money amount.
yeah, okay,
We don't have that yet.
right.
So once that's established and, like I said, if it's you're our preferred candidate.
Mhm.
We could bring you back in for negotiations and see how you.
And that probably wouldn't be till the first Thursday in
In
January,
January,
Okay.
which is
Yeah.
what, 2 weeks.
right.
Well, we can go ahead and move it
Yeah.
to next week as well. That's also an option.
Well, we can,
So if,
provided you get the numbers. To go into
Yeah, I don't think
executive
it's gonna
session by
happen, it's a
that.
holiday, it's like a holiday week.
Mhm.
Right,
Right,
Um,
but, so. In anticipation of, you
Mhm.
actually being chosen.
Mhm.
You've already notified. So it won't come as a shock to them.
Right. Right.
That's a respectful thing to
Yeah.
do.
do you have any questions you wanna ask us?
I don't think so. I think I got a pretty good feel for the general, the licenses you have and
yeah,
everything like that, so, nothing I can think of right now.
Okay, meet, Doug Mullen is our secretary, this is Tom Hibbert. He's our applicant
Select board.
for help.
You guys select board, that secretary.
you're not our secretary. Don't worry. Don't worry.
That would be a promotion.
And then Joe Didi is chairman of finance committee.
How you doing?
And, yeah.
I have a few questions. I had asked for public comment that I was here for this. Do you mind if I ask them?
Well, please do,
Right, because he's not really being interviewed, right? You guys just had some questions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, great. So they're gonna be quick. They're one syllable answers. I'm not looking for a fucking sorry. Okay,
are you,
still
is that for
it's being
Jim?
recorded.
that's fine. No, it's okay.
Okay, is this for Jim or is this for us?
Okay.
Okay,
So you have years in Westfield, which is great. So you understand Munis.
Munis, you've used it a little bit. I don't use it a
Don't use it
lot.
much there, okay.
No.
Understand how purchase orders work, the process of a purchase order.
Yep, I don't have, I'm not the one processing that or
Okay, that's
anything,
what
but
that question
but
was.
I am familiar, I know that,
So you had someone there that would take care of that.
yeah, but I understand the process and, you can't just go out and write a check and spend money, you have to get it, go through all that.
Understood, right. And you had mentioned you had another job, so this job comes first.
Oh, yeah,
You understand the hours that you're applying for?
yeah.
Okay.
I think so. 8:30 to 4:30.
I think it's, 10 to 3,
10 to 2.
to
Okay.
2.
Anyways.
9 to 3.
Well-
Overall, you had a great experience in Westfield.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if you look at the qualifications on the application,
Yeah, I didn't see it. I just asked you.
yeah, you're
That's
out.
what I get concerned about.
I'll more than happily share it with you, Joe.
Thank you.
Outstanding.
As long as you understand, I mean, that many years, unless you understand how government works.
yeah,
And that's a big key.
yeah,
You know, coming in and not knowing it, it's very hard to
Yeah,
get
Right.
used to it
right,
quickly.
right.
well, even though we have a different form of government than
Right.
Westfield, it's government,
It's
Right.
government.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's all I have. Thank you.
so,
So we should maybe mention a little bit about, the nursing grant, which the health director is the administrator of.
right,
So why don't you talk a little about that, Alex?
It doesn't necessarily have to be the health director. It could be, you can hire someone else to do a shared service coordinator who could be the administrator as well. So I don't, are you familiar with the Public Health Excellence Grant?
yeah, somewhat. I mean, the Montgomery is a part of that, so I haven't had a ton of involvement, but I am aware of it.
Okay. So we received this grant through the Department of Public Health. It's a multi-year ongoing opportunity to provide nursing services, shared services amongst various towns within our cohort. In our group, we have 6 towns. And we have 2 public health nurses. One nurse is the full-time public health nurse covering 3 towns, and then part-time covering the smaller 3 communities. And just facilitating the process and the duties and responsibilities of a public health nurse. I think at this time right now, the grant is sort of in this, as I mentioned before, collection phase. So it's a lot of production work and getting things up to speed. This is a grant that my predecessor worked on, Tammy, and this is a grant that she was successful in achieving, and then sort of I was given the responsibility to be the administrator on that, so hit the ground running. And so right now it seems like everything is being set up, and it should be pretty streamlined. And it's a good grant. So it's a good opportunity. And I don't know if you guys wanted to talk a little bit more about it.
No, I think things are finally
Well,
working out.
Yeah.
it's new, and there's
Yes.
always going to be
Right.
bumps in the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
Now, you work with, or do you have people working under you? Or are you
In
solo?
in
In
Westfield, yeah, I work with, I'm the just the inspector, so I work with everyone.
Not just the inspector. Wait a minute.
The inspector.
Yeah,
So you like being independent? You-
Yeah.
You make your own schedules, you.
yeah,
do-
Yeah.
You're basically self-run.
yeah.
Okay, do you have anything else?
And when was the start date? Potential, when would
I
you be?
thought it was January 1st.
How about an hour from now?
Yeah, I think it's when you leave. I was leaving December 31st.
Well, I'm just asking Tom what his potential start date would be.
Well, Tom,
Yeah.
We have to vote and then we have to
Right,
see about a salary.
Okay.
And then we have to meet for an executive session to see if that's agreeable.
right,
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
So it'd be likely 2 weeks after whatever date everything's finalized.
Thank you.
and then we'll have an executive session
Right,
and we have your phone number.
Yeah.
So, your phone number, can you leave a message on it if you don't pick up or?
Yeah,
Or wait to actually talk to you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
that's fine.
all right.
okay. Any questions of us?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered everything. But I was
What's the new baby's name?
Kira,
Kira?
yeah. She'll be 6 months on Christmas.
Oh,
On Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah,
good.
Oh, okay, 6 months.
yeah.
Okay,
All right.
that's, we appreciate you
Oh,
coming in.
All right, thank you.
Full-time position?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah, 37.5 hours a week.
yeah,
And then you'll have a manual, an employee handbook,
yeah,
and that dictates how much, vacation time, sick time, it has all the standard boilerplate employee.
Excuse me, normally we ask them to read that ahead of
And,
time.
yeah,
Before they can even get to that
Yeah.
next process, so they understand what we're getting.
yeah, why don't we,
Exactly, then I might have one, I might have.
Well, we gotta.
yeah, well, we gotta,
Okay.
vote,
Yes.
yeah, but that could be part of the negotiations
Right.
of, you don't wanna work here because we don't allow X,
mhm,
Right.
So, if you don't have one, we can,
I'll send it.
Yes.
yeah, we
Don't
have a
worry.
mailing address.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll email it to you.
Electronic, I don't think.
Yes, it is.
It is like,
Well,
Yes.
you can scan
Everything
it,
is electric.
okay, because Carl said it wasn't.
you can scan it,
I got it electronic.
but,
uh,
okay,
You know, all this position too, even though it's Monday through Friday. You gotta be flexible, you have to do an
20
inspection
you
on
know,
Saturday or
right,
something.
24/7,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or some of the fire and they need you to come and
Yeah.
check them. So that's not, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you, Mr. Tom.
okay, it was very
Thank
nice
you.
meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
and have a nice holiday.
All right, thank you. You too.
We'll be in touch.
I look forward to hearing from you guys.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you very much.
I need to use that.
All right, so continue with
Great.
health director's report.
But,
Oh, I know.
I
I hear you. I understand.
so should I get on my knees now? Beg.
You gotta go to the board first.
So I have a question, so what's the process? Do, I talked to. Once we make our decision, I talked to Carl to work out a salary range, or did he go to finance committee? I have to go to selectmen first and then,
It's all new to me. I believe it would go through, honest, the best answer is Carl.
okay,
Carl will direct you right when you need to go.
okay,
Yeah, we-
I think that's what Tom and.
We
said.
did, Carl,
For the contract.
Tom and I did Alex's
Yeah, for Alex's
contract.
I was gonna say, but this is also something else that we should consider is that that we have the remainder funds, a substantial amount for FY 23. And the budget season is coming around, so maybe getting in touch with this with Carl and just talking with him in finance and saying for FY 24 in that regard. So I think for the remainder, we're good.
Carl will tell you that. He'll say, you have enough.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking what Carl will tell me. Yeah.
But if you're going to
But that's
offer
something to look at.
a letter of understanding, it's gotta be more. So you do it from like January to June,
So, yeah,
and then start like a 3-year from,
do you have to
Depending on
leave?
where
You know?
go.
No, just-
Carl will educate you on that.
But yes, I do
Yeah.
need to leave.
I've seen it done every which way.
This is our office.
yeah. Okay. So,
And I'll explain.
Yeah, I mean, you okay?
so. We'll try to get together with Carl.
But do you need, should we vote on it now? Vote on Tom is our only candidate. He's a wonderful candidate. We're very.
He's very,
He's a candidate that we had, years ago when Tom was leaving. We had tried to,
Excuse me, I'm sorry, but excuse me, we're in a meeting. It's kind of hard to hear.
Hey,
Sorry,
sir.
excuse us. Sorry. What were you saying, son?
I'm just saying, we could vote on now. Tom is our only applicant. He's
Yeah.
somebody we tried tried to recruit when Tom was retiring,
right,
but he wasn't ready at that time. I've already gotten a recommendation.
Yes.
right, and
I mean,
this, to me, is impeccable,
Yes.
yes,
you
Great,
know,
let's vote on it.
Well, so I have that as a discussion is to discuss and decide on this candidate. So we can do it now or we can do it another time.
why don't-
So it's up
why
to
don't
you
we do
guys.
it now, so then we can move ahead and see if we can meet with Carl and get this going, since Alex will be leaving us.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you want to motion? To,
well, no, why not?
okay, I will. Okay, so I'll make a motion to offer the health director position to Thomas Hibbert. And then we take it from there.
Yes,
And if he accepts, or then we'll go into the negotiation process with the salary.
Right.
And then he'll have to do the physical and pending on all that,
right,
he can become our health director.
right,
Okay.
Okay,
So you
I'll
just
second that.
and, Gene Nielsen, I.
Mackenzie Kane, yes.
Sue Wellstein, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were doing this.
What was it?
Anyway, I'll talk to you later, but yeah.
Huh? Oh,
All right, so we're all set with that.
Yeah,
Everyone-
the roll call vote, Gene Nielsen and I.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So Tom, will you meet with me and we can,
Sure.
or we'll call Carl and
Mhm.
see what's good for him. I don't know what.
Sure.
how things are going with him.
Mornings are best.
Yeah,
All right,
Sure.
okay, so anything more on that? And I can call Tom and let him know
you're gonna call Tom and let him know,
that we're offering him the position. And that. we
well,
will-
can you yell out in the
Contingent
parking lot
on
at this point?
negotiation.
Well, no, I mean, that's all, phone call.
Well,
Yeah.
contingent upon, that's correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's your offer contingent upon negotiation.
That's
Right.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but we don't know what that is yet.
exactly, right.
That's why it's
So
contingent.
you can call them and say, we'll offer you the position. And we are now going to meet to negotiate a salary, and then we'll be able to do an executive session to discuss that salary. So it's not like you can offer them job, you start in 2 weeks, you can offer them the job and then they say, we are starting the process of financing the job.
Okay. And then
Okay.
have to do the physical and all that.
Yeah.
And physical and.
And Corey,
And Corey check, okay.
Yeah.
Now, we don't ask him ahead of time what he considers.
What?
I don't think so.
What he's looking for? And then compromise or what?
What's the question?
Go back and forth.
Right,
Yes,
Talk to them and say,
Yeah.
this is what the-
yep,
That was posted for X, right?
yes.
it wasn't monetarily posted, no.
Yeah.
No,
It wasn't in the range.
Yeah, it's
No.
bad.
You gotta put a range for Indeed,
But it didn't
but
post.
there's nothing, okay, so, right, it said based on experience.
yeah. So, we can start here and see where
Why are you
you
shaking your
can
head?
take it.
Joe? No,
You don't think, I mean.
what do you think?
I think I'm not sure.
No,
feel
but
free.
we need guidance.
Well, you post the job, usually there's a salary of some kind in there,
Salary range for sure. Yeah.
definitely a range, so the young man, any person comes and you interview, he does a great job, it's wonderful.
Right,
I was surprised he showed up without a range, and I'm assuming you know what he makes now in Westfield, because that's probably public knowledge.
Yeah.
So it's there, and you kind of have to get right around that area for sure, with steps going forward, which could be every 6 months, provided he gels, everything looks smoothly. The incentive is there, it's not all in one lump sum, it's piecemeal, like stairs. But usually, you sat down for an interview. Is it 50, is it 80, is it 100? I mean,
Yeah,
I just, there's
But-
nothing.
I mean, we had it posted on Indeed,
He
but
also did his homework, and he knew what the.
right.
The current salary is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go, so that's where you're at,
Yeah.
the current salary got him in the door.
Notice he didn't ask that question, because he didn't answer.
Yeah,
Right,
so that current salary apparently is your starting point. So I mean, my personal opinion is you're not gonna go way above that. Because like you say, it's a give and take.
Yeah.
So hey, it's, it's 30,000 a year and that's what it pays right now. And, we'd love to have you at 31. And, and if everything's smooth, we'll give you and you gotta look at your percentages, right? So, most, in this town is 2.5% normally is your cost of living. But if you're a director, it's usually 3.5, somewhere in that range. So you do the math ahead of time. If it's 30,000, what's 3.5%? Is that dollar value? It's just not out of the sky. Oh, we're gonna give you $5 grand more a year. It might be 7%. I don't know the numbers.
Right.
So then that doesn't look right either. So you gotta do your math out. On a formula to understand what the percentages are moving forward.
Yeah, I
Right.
think we'll talk to
Yeah,
Tom and we'll
yeah.
see what it is. And then from there,
Right.
we'll talk with
You're-
Carl
you're-
and stuff like that.
Which got the door, which is.
Right,
Yeah,
So-
so at the current rate, I don't think it's gonna go over what it currently is.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you want the incentive to keep.
Absolutely,
but we
Absolutely.
also have the money from
the grant.
the grant.
That's right.
Which is the.
That
which is the-
gets thrown in
icing on
every
the cake.
6 months.
That's right.
It's
It's
going
always
to
the
be
icing on the cake.
your bonus,
It's delicious. Anyway,
so. You
The
know,
grant
if
renews-
this doesn't get them, maybe that will.
When the grant renews July 1st, correct?
yes. Yes, the public health excellence. Yeah, we get a contract every, wait,
Yeah, July. I think.
July.
That's the state
Okay, so
fiscal year.
is there something in the contract that each year there'll be an increase?
no,
Based on.
nope.
Cost
nope,
of living and all
nope.
that?
No, we gotta wait for the capacity assessment to figure out what the needs are for our communities. And from there, there's the option to go ahead and increase the funding, but that's a one-time opportunity that I'm aware of. And that's assessment is gonna be processed prior to FY24 commences. So how it currently stands, let's just keep that in as it currently stands and not think that it's going to increase in that regard. So it's right now it's just a flat
Flat
amount.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So our nurses will not be getting any increase in salary then each year. It's always gonna be the same.
No, no, there's a cold.
There will be more.
No, it's not. No, there's not an increase every year with the grant. The amount that we have adjusted there for fringe benefits is there, which is 10%, including for about 20,000 for any overhead costs and whatnot. So that's also included in the calculations for the 7-year duration of the grant. So again, it's a flat amount over time that's being adjusted and processed over. So, yeah.
Okay. So as you're talking about that, if you see that, there's a email that Tricia sent us.
I see that,
She has basically been like the
Yeah.
lead nurse and.
Yeah.
Telling Christy what to do and dealing with all the problems and the ordering and.
but
But my thought is. She'd like to be compensated.
yeah, that's what she
It's
says,
done,
I'm
right.
requesting an increase.
Yeah, that,
Yeah. But, it's kind of a shame that. She has to submit. Purchase order requests. And paying the invoices. I don't understand that part of it. Bookkeeping duties, what bookkeeping duties are there?
the ordering.
I mean, we asked for the budget for this grant. From the accounting department. A week and a half ago, and
Oh,
we
no.
still haven't
No,
gotten
no.
it, so I don't know what bookkeeping.
It was before
We
that.
can't get anything from
It
them,
was before that.
so
So I asked Tricia, to write out what she's done, but also the time that she thinks she had spent on that.
right,
And then we would see what was in the grant.
well. She's assuming that. I assumed an administrative assistant would handle that. Didn't she come in knowing that there was no administrative assistant
I was doing the same thing too.
assigned?
I was doing the same thing. Still am too, so.
We have a list of some of the breakdown of the grant money, the supplies and stuff.
Yeah,
There's nothing in there. Oh, there's consultants. If a consultant's in there for $1,000. I don't have yet the breakdown of how much.
no,
I think the administrator, we maybe have 5,200 in there. I don't know yet what exactly what else is in there. Laura said there's another line item in there with money, but he didn't know what that was at the time. I had
That's
asked
again
her-
for the overhead costs, administrative costs.
So we've asked her, well, I think I asked her before Thanksgiving.
yeah, and we still don't have
Yeah, she's got to create.
numbers,
She's got to.
so we don't. How can we offer something when we don't know what the numbers are?
Yeah,
You know, it's very frustrating. Yeah,
well, it's a tough time because people are taking vacations now, it's holidays and people are taking vacations and she has to create it. So,
but you know, how long does it take?
I'll look into that for you.
all right, so my thought was, and for Tricia, if she could maybe figure out time wise, okay?
Right, how
And
much?
depending on how much money we have left, we could maybe not increase her hourly salary because we can't do that,
Right,
but maybe compensate her for.
yeah,
Yes, we do have $500 still in our nurse budget for Board of Health. So
Right.
maybe figure something out and maybe compensate her for doing those administrative tasks.
but is there a lot of this ordering purchasing?
I-
Because it takes like,
We
Yes,
all
I
have
think-
to do it.
it takes like. What, 2.5 minutes
but Jean-
tops to
Jean-
print a purchase order?
Gene, I think
It's not a
now it's
problem.
settled, but in the beginning, when they were learning. It took a
Right.
while, and then she had to show Christine how to do stuff. And because Christine is coming to Trish, because she's full-time and
Right.
has more experience.
Right. But, you know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't.
No, but really.
I think we need to discuss with her what she interpreted to be her originally planned duties. Because. Doing tasks that are required in your job are your job duties.
I was looking through the nurse job description and I really didn't see any.
Well, that's why job descriptions are vague. That's exactly why they are.
Yeah, and the bottom line on job descriptions is usually, do what you're told.
I don't know, maybe we should just, I don't think that this was necessarily even appropriate to have a discussion via email. You know what I mean? Like, we should-
I asked her to put something in writing so we could present to the board.
Oh, so this was a conversation that was had in person, you mean?
When I saw her this week and she was
Okay.
talking about, I said, can you please put something in writing? I
Okay,
thought it would maybe be more of a
understood.
breakdown. And I said,
Okay,
so I could present it to the board. So that's what it is.
got it, okay.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, what's next?
All right, I'm just gonna finish up my report here. I just wanted to say that I did a general complaint inspection at 355 North Loomis Street with Kyle Scott, and we didn't observe any issues from the complaint forwarded. I did a final inspection at 3 DeWitt Circle. Looks like a really good system by Mr. Didi.
Thank you, Joe.
Did a repair perk at 205 Vining Hill Road. Did a repair perk at 19 Foster Ave. Did a final inspection and then COC for 91 Powder Mill Road. I'm sorry, excuse me, Powder Mill Road. And then a disposal constructions permit sign off and plan approval for 96B Congamon Road, and then did a certificate of completion for 115 Fred Jackson Road. And then I did have the opportunity to talk with, follow up from the, conversation we had last about the sewer commission and the process and whatnot. And, I did ask, around for any documentation of like converting, what the process from septic to, sewer. And so Mr. Brown, the DPW superintendent, did provide this application that he mentioned that Tom worked on a number of years ago for an application for a sewer connection permit. So that's also in the records as well.
He does have 2 grinder pumps. Right,
Who?
141 Congamon Road.
Oh, yes, So, yeah, that's
So,
yeah.
because Tom, you talked about that. You thought the bathroom downstairs,
Yeah,
but he has 2 grinder pumps, so he is pumping up.
sounds like that, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
it's on record.
it sounds like
Sounds like they got it,
they got,
Yeah.
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
And it wasn't the issue with pollution.
Right.
no,
which is really good. I mean, that's exactly why I just
Right.
wanted to,
Did they have some problem with the actual pump stuff? I mean, even though they were put in there, I thought they'd worked, at least, I think.
yeah, one wasn't, they're not functioning because there's not an electrical,
well, no one's
Like-
occupying that space. That's the
Right.
biggest aspect that
You couldn't test it.
exactly. And I think that's
Right.
what was the light bulb moment was like, oh, wait a minute. So at this time, I don't believe that the board needs to continue further at this time unless there's more evidence or concerns that arise. Just given,
no, I think you gotta wait till he opens. And then see if something, to make sure that these grinder pumps are working.
exactly, right?
But you
And
can't do that until he opens.
exactly. And someone is occupying the space and
Right,
it's really important because I know that the state inspector and the plumbing inspector suggest, I think strongly encourage that they replace the plumbing in there. And so I think once everything is hunky dory and we're ready for a pre-operational inspection to see the use of it and whatnot. And Randy said that he would be actively communicating with the Board of Health to let you know any sort of activities that regarding the subject matter. So I think it's just really important that we just,
and I think you need to keep a record of this and keep it on the table for the future
yes, ma'am,
health director.
I do. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll put it in the folder.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'll be mark and important. For future.
You should see my my bookcase of things that I've done already within 7 weeks, 7 months. It's amazing how quickly documentation and cases
Yeah.
grow. So so that was that. I don't know if there's anything else that you guys wanted me to follow. Oh, I did receive this dropped off in regards to, it looks like a definite subdivision for 686 College Highway. And I know that we looked at this months ago.
Or 686.
That was where the Carvana was gonna be.
Supposed to be,
So Tom, if you wanna take a look at that, I wanna,
there,
it's like a subdivision. And I can,
yeah,
We
they're
have-
supposed
we
to
have
be,
looked at that.
Yeah, this is a while ago, wasn't it?
so they just updated
Oh,
it.
they updated it.
And,
Yeah.
so, the board has within 45 days in order to respond to this. So I didn't know
Yeah.
if y'all wanted to, I mean, I already took a look at it and there really wasn't much change from the last time that, let me
No.
get it out of the way.
no,
Really
um,
not a significant change. I mean, I don't know, it's
How many houses
Yeah.
is it?
on sewer or anything.
It's no houses.
It's just,
No
They're
houses?
businesses.
I guess.
No, it's like a complex, a business complex, like a gristmill plaza type thing, or
Oh, there.
where they have buildings for a doctor's, dentist's
an
office or
industrial
something like that.
That's existing, right?
So it's called Southwick Business Park. So
Is it one lot or did they divide it up into six?
One big piece.
it's one big piece. Yeah.
One big piece. What's it, 17 acres or something?
17, it was like 100.
Okay, maybe it's 1,000. You're right. No,
No,
100.
it's 91 acres there. But the portion, they're just cutting a portion of it out. They're not doing the entire, because they can't. If you look at this,
Hmm.
this is all wetlands.
Oh,
This,
okay.
and I'm surprised because
The holding pond?
that looks like wetlands.
Oh, this is all a wetlands reserve area?
Yeah,
Because there was a definitive
they really don't
plan
have any,
Yeah.
on,
Probably
identifying where the wetlands are. And if this
Oh, that's what
edge
the,
of wetlands,
you're right.
see?
That's what the delineations are, yeah.
That's what this is, and look at the distance
yeah, so it looks like they're really. doing what they're
between
doing is
even the roadway
in a
and the
road.
Yeah,
wetland.
Taking that barn down. These are existing
What are they?
barns.
Oh, yeah, you're
So-
right. That's not
They're
very
taking it
far.
down?
No, and it's usually 100 to a 50-foot buffer,
My understanding that.
and
it's
like,
almost a,
that's really close.
placeholder.
Yeah.
Because
So they might have to do notice of
Zoning
intent
changes.
then, right?
Yeah,
All right.
they have started the process.
So is there anything
That's
from
why
the
it's
Board
not
of
too-
Health side though?
That's why
Like
it's not too.
I mean, I don't see, like,
definitive.
any
Doesn't
like
have
sewer or
like
anything like that? I don't see
planning.
any.
no, there is.
It's
no
it's the
public
formality
down
that they
there.
have to do.
So all this
Because
would
of
be,
there's so many,
have to be put on septic.
And this would be Seward, right?
No. There's
No, it's
public
the
sewers
septic,
don't
yeah,
go down
no.
there.
Oh, because I thought Carvana was gonna be Seward.
no,
That's why we weren't gonna be involved for that.
No,
no,
no, public sewers don't go past,
Oh, I thought
the
they were, I thought they
flower
were gonna,
shop.
I thought they were gonna draw it up or something.
They can't because then they have to cross
Yeah, well,
other
yeah,
people's
yeah, a
property.
lot of
Well, wait a
Kinda
minute. It
long
does say right
way.
here. Wait a minute. It says proposed water main.
yeah, they're gonna have water.
Water,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's-
But-
but sewer.
Where? I think
Um,
it just said here.
Because
Yeah,
if the
with the
sewer
right
line
close
crosses other people's property,
And they have to
then,
hook.
then they're going to be charged to
Oh,
vet
yeah,
it,
you're right. Look,
even though they're not connected.
wetlands. It's
Yeah.
right on top.
I told you, that's
Yeah.
the identifying
100 isolated.
100-foot,
wetland,
yeah, 100-foot buffer, yeah,
So they gotta do work, a work limit or something.
probably some type of NOI. So,
Yeah, there's not much here.
Right.
no,
They're,
no,
they're kind of keeping.
But does it
keeping
say
their
they're doing
application
sewer?
open.
well, they have to. Because there's no public sewers there.
Right.
So they have to do something.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't say here.
No, I don't think so. It would, well, it's,
What do
there's,
they-
but there's nothing to go to sewer to go to in those.
Right.
In that
Right.
plan anyway. I mean, there's just barns and that, they're not sewering the barns even if they wanted to. I have a question. If, are we finished with this?
Oh, anything else, guys? Oh, yeah, we're
Yeah.
finished on this
Uh,
subject.
the new COVID tests, are they gonna, we gonna get those, an amount, or do we have to apply for them?
No, I just put in the order.
Okay,
I think
great.
I did the,
Okay.
just like the usual, oh, it was like around 2,000 or something.
Okay,
Was that your only question, Tom?
yes, it was.
So, well, we have to figure, so this is Alice,
Ask some more.
this is Alice's last meeting.
Yes,
Okay,
it is.
and then he's gonna leave the 31st. And then they're gonna be available time, part-time to.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
anything that comes up,
Go back to your,
yes.
at your rate, at your current rate, right? Okay,
All right, anything else?
not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so our next meeting will be January Everybody have a January, 2023 calendar? First Thursday in January, January 5th, it's 6 o'clock. Hybrid. And Tom or Jean, will you be able to set it up?
Yeah.
Since we won't have Alex?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
Um,
just keep using your link because it's just,
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tom,
Mhm.
you have my link for the agenda. For my. Zoom account. The only bad thing is. Using my account is fine.
Hmm.
But if there is some type of weather issue, I'm not.
well, it also says in the
I can-
agenda, if there's weather issues or whatnot,
Yeah.
and we get technical difficulties, we can still have our meeting and that's okay.
Oh,
Right, but I could sign on from home. I wouldn't sign on here.
Oh, right.
So that would, somebody would have to run the owl.
Yeah.
And stuff for here.
You know, maybe for the winter,
Just go back to Zoom.
I don't know.
No.
Okay, all right. So
That's not what I would
make a
want.
motion to adjourn the meeting.
7:26. I make a motion to adjourn.
Second thought,
All in favor?
Jean Nielsen, I.
Lindsay King, yes.
Subrowski, yes. All right, good night.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
19.
Hey, good night. Thank you.